Okay, so this next video is looking at the pancreas. So we're going to start again from the xiphisternum, just like the aorta. And one of the most underused windows for pancreas is the liver. After you've done the liver module, you'll find this easier, but honestly, using the liver gets rid of all of the gas that can be present. Now this here is the pancreas. So what you're looking for, hopefully you know which vessel this is, and hopefully you know which vein is feeding into it, which runs along the bottom of the pancreas. If you don't, please go and look it up. This is really important that you actually know the anatomy that you're looking at. Okay, so we're looking at 2 surveys in trans and 1 in long. So again, the important thing is tissue recognition. This is the liver. Look at how black that is, how dark that is. And the pancreas here is very dark. It's very hard to see. So we're just going to adjust the TGC a little bit. Now you will note that my transducer, hopefully you can see it, it's actually at a 2 o'clock to an 8 o'clock position. That's the lie of most people's pancreases. So you need to line it up with the tail. You're not imaging, you're not surveying the tail first, but you need to line it up that way so everything's lined up. So here you've got it here. Now patient, how much out of 10 am I pressing at the moment?
About a 1.
Okay, about a 1. It's a good idea to get into the habit of asking that, saying, is that okay? The answer can be yes for 1 out of 10 up to 7 out of 10. So if I know I'm only a 1, I know I can push a lot harder. Okay, so here's the head, the uncinate process coming around. So I'm going to optimize for this first. Get rid of my pointer. And I'm going to slowly go down until the uncinate's gone. There, it's gone there. This is the tissue recognition. This is recognizing what echogenicity you're looking for and waiting until it's gone. Now just take a breath in. Breathing can help, but it can also make the patient swallow more air. So it's a sort of a fine line between whether you're going to do that or not. Content. Okay, so I'm looking, you can notice that the pancreas is a little bit grainier. Breathe normally. If you're lucky, on some people you'll actually see the pancreatic duct. You can just see that there. So that travels through from the tail, up through the neck and to the head of the pancreas as well. This is the common bile duct coming in. And this is what? I'm going to leave that for you to work out. Okay, so there's the head. So now we're going to look at the tail. So we need to drop that depth a little bit more. Again, this is a little scout scan to make sure that if you set it for here and you go, yep, that's it, and you reduce your depth, then when you're doing the survey and you've cut off the bottom of the tail, you will lose marks. You will have an incomplete survey. So that's the splenic vein. I can see that I've got the full tail of the pancreas in. Again, I'm at 8 to 2 o'clock roughly. I'm going to set my TGC. So you can see that grainier tissue of the pancreas. Pancreases, I don't know if it's pancreases or pancreas, but they can have pseudocysts where the enzymes from the pancreas form a cyst outside. This is the stomach. Sometimes you can actually see it convulsing and peristalsing, but you need to be looking all the way around it. So this is contour. So we're going all the way up until we're completely clear of it. Now I'm in the liver, definitely clear of it. All the way down, keeping that angle. So all I'm doing is fanning and sliding a bit, all the way clear. And then back to the starting point for contour. And then all the way up into the liver and all the way back again for content, checking the whole thing. My eyes are going the whole way along the whole time and back to the starting point. Now, it is natural at this stage for students to automatically go into a true long to do the long of the pancreas. I need to tell you, there have been many students who have failed for doing this because that is not the lie of the organ. And if you look, can I just get you to take a breath in and hold? I'm doing this so so everything stays still. There's the head, it goes down to there. I'm in a true long. If I fan across, look at this. Here's the body and there's the tail. It can actually go off the screen. and it's very oblique, so you're not actually checking at 90 degrees to where you've initially scanned. Breathe. So you need to, it's about an 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock position. So here's the SMV here. So big breath in. So we're going to come all the way across. The head's coming all the way down here. See it here? All the way across to, if you get to the gallbladder, you've usually gone far enough. Again, that pressure's a little bit firm there, and then we're sliding across. There's the neck. Here's the body, and then the tail is like a beaver tail. It actually drops out. Now this was a good example. That actually goes lower than where I'd anticipated. So I have to stop that survey, breathe, and do it again because I hadn't covered the entire tail there. So I'm going to go back to my starting position. There's the SMV again. And then I'm just going to do it on a gentle breath because for this patient it seems a bit better on the gentle breath. So here a bit more pressure at the edge. We've covered the head there. Keeping that counterclockwise 11 to 5 o'clock. Neck. Remember it's thinner over the neck. And you can see that beaver tail come down for the tail of the pancreas. And then you've got a bit of gas in the tummy and then it's gone. All this is gas in the tummy. So well past the pancreas and then all the way back to the head again. And that's contour. And then all the way out again. So all the way to the patient's right. Looking at content, making sure there's no pseudocysts, making sure the tissue looks even, making sure there's no cancers. And all the way back. And content. So now I'm going to take the images. So the images, you can change the depth. Now the first one is along of the head. Now remember, if you go back in trans, the head, oh where's my pointer, is this whole area here. So you can get it where the SMV is, or you can get it a bit more laterally, but you want a good representation of how wide, or a good amount of tissue I should say, for the head. So big breath in. Adjust your depth focus TGC. So that's over the aorta, that's the neck. So there's the head part over the SMV. Breathe, scroll back to make it clean and neat. Pancreas, long, and then you type in the head. So from here, we're going to just go a straight 90 degrees switch around and it should line up. So big breath in again. So there's the unsync process. You can see the pancreatic head coming around here. There we go, breathe normally. It's a little bit hard to see, so I'm actually going to go again, but I wanted the patient to have a breath. So big breath in again. I'm going to use the liver a bit more, so a bit more superiorly. See if I can get it a bit cleaner. Breathe. So there's the common bile duct coming in. This is the head and the unsync process. So I'm going to use that as my image. Trans head. And then we're going to look at the tail. Now it does need to, you need to include the neck in both of them because you need to show a continuous image. You're not trying to oblique it too much. But your focus here is, as in not the focal zone, but your attention should be on the tail. So you're looking for a nice representative image. So big breath in again. Breathing can and sometimes helps and sometimes doesn't. Breathe. So that shows a nice lot of tissue. Now that's a bit blurry. If you look, you can see it's a little bit blurry. So I'm going to go back until it looks a bit grainier. Grainier tends to mean that it's a clearer image. So if I could spell right, here's the tail. So that's it for the pancreas part of the protocol.